Good morning and welcome to episode 25 of the Blue Fern Yarn Podcast. Today is Wednesday the 3rd of November and welcome. My name is Shannon and I am the face behind Blue Fern Yarns. Today is really exciting. So it's my first podcast that I am doing on a Wednesday, which is my day off midweek nowadays. So since the beginning of October, I've dropped down to 4 days a week. And yeah, that means that I have Wednesdays off and it's a Blue Fern Yarns day, a whole day dedicated during the week just to Blue Fern Yarns, which is really, really exciting. I will say Bennett is on the windowsill. And he may or may not want to participate in today's episode. I don't know. We'll see. And the other great thing about Wednesday is I get to use my Boss mug. Yay! Maybe the only one who's excited about that, but anyway. I am based in Norwich in Norfolk, and today's weather update is a bit murky. It looks quite bright. It's very cold. It is very, very cold. We've got the heating on. I'm wearing a big cardigan jumper thing and I'm wearing a shawl. Yeah, it's not wet. It's all dry, but it just looks grey. We all have these dreams or ideals of like autumnal evenings or days where you get all the rich oranges and browns, and yeah, we don't really get that in the UK. I mean, we dream of it, or I do, but we don't really get it so much, but never mind. Anyway, where can you find me? You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Blue Fern Yarns. You can also find me on Facebook, and I am trying to use that a little bit more. Not succeeding so much, but I will try and keep using Facebook because there are a couple of people who've contacted me who said they use Facebook, they don't use Instagram and they don't use Ravelry, so I will try and keep that up to date. I have my own website, which is bluefernyarns.co.uk, where you can find my hand-dyed yarns, higher knitting needles, crochet hooks and notions, handmade stitch markers, patterns, wool wash, and anything you could really need for some yarn crafting, really. Where else can you find me? I think that's it, really. It's a bit of a long intro into this episode, so I'm really sorry. I'm a little bit excited. I've got lots of plans that are starting to take shape. Some of which you'll know, some of which you may not. I have got one finished object today. I have got a couple of whips, and I've got some various shop news as well. So I also want to remind you guys that I do have a continuous make-along, and prizes are drawn quarterly. So the next prizes will be drawn at the end of December, so very, very beginning of January. Prizes haven't been picked out yet, but I have a selection of options that you can't quite see them, they're over there, but I've got a selection of options that I'm trying to decide on. Are they what I want to give away for this one that's coming up? You can enter in on Ravelry. There is a thread, and I will link all of this down below. There is also an Instagram hashtag, which is Blue Fern Yarns FOs, and I'll put that on the screen. And because it's all of a sudden decided to get bright, the colour may blow out, so I'm really sorry about that. This is not a professional podcast. This is just me talking about my knitting, crochet, yarn craft. Yeah, it's not professional. You can see that it's really, really not professional. I'm going to close that a little bit if I can without waking the cat up, because he'll want to take part. and hopefully that's not too dark. We'll see how we go. If it's too bad, I will come back later and record again. Anyway, yes, so feel free to enter the make along. It's just a way to give back to those lovely customers of mine who do buy my yarns. And honestly, some of the patterns that I see my yarns being made up into is so lovely, and it just gives me more inspiration and ideas of things that I want to make and want to do. And unfortunately I can't make every single item in every single colour that I do. As much as I would love that, it's just not physically possible. I do work for full days a week, and they can be quite long days. Sometimes I have to go to site and things like that. And I'm also running my little business and because like the world has opened up now for a while, seeing friends, seeing family, which is lovely, all safely, because COVID is not gone, it is still around, and I know quite a few people who've had it. I'm very lucky I have not, neither has Tom. We did have a scare, but it's all fine. Yeah, I think that's about it. Should we get on to the crochet nitty goody stuff rather than just talking for the sake of talking, which is what I'm doing. Surely you guys are used to this by now. I'm so sorry. Nothing makes sense. I just ramble. Just gonna have a slurp of tea. Okay, so on to finished objects. So I'm really excited about this one. So this is the Cosy Comfort Blanket, and it is a pattern that I am releasing. The pattern comes out tomorrow. If you are subscribed to my mailing list, make sure you check your emails tomorrow morning. There is a very lovely discount in there for you. And there is a discount going to be announced tomorrow on Instagram as well, just a little one, just to sort of help share the love for this blanket. It is perfect crocheting for Advent yarns, or scraps, or bits left over from other projects where you may have made jumpers and you've got yarn left over. It's entirely up to you. So to show you this blanket, it is going to be quite difficult because it is massive. I don't know what you can see on the screen. I don't know what you can see. So I think that when I last showed you, I was up to about here-ish. So this one, although it's worked across, I'm actually doing this one as a vertical stripes type blanket. Okay, so although I'd worked all the way across here to about, I think it was about here, I've removed the stitch marker now, but I have done nearly double than what it was. Let's see, yeah, about double of what it was, because I've been quite monogamously working on this blanket and it is massive. I'm just gonna sort of keep going and see if I can get all of it into the shot. Like I said, this is not professional. This is just me doing my thing. I'm gonna have to close that a tiny bit more. Just see, I'm losing my shawl. Okay, so yes, this lovely blanket is going live tomorrow, the pattern. It has this gorgeous texture, and in the pattern you will see lots of different sizes available, and it gives you the idea on the stitch number that you need, like the chain number that you need for each size of the blanket, and yeah, so I'm really excited about this. It's been like well over a year in the making. This is a like default pattern that I used to use quite regularly, and about 3, 4, I'm trying to think now. I made my mum a blanket using this stitch pattern years ago, and it's like reds and greys, and it's done in a DK weight yarn, and it looks lovely. But this pattern is for 4-ply. You can of course do this pattern in DK, but just remember the sizes will be different. There is a gauge swatch so on the pattern, so that will help you sort of do a bit of math and work out on a DK weight if you want. I use 4-ply a lot, and that is basically what is in my stash mostly. And yeah, just absolutely love this blanket. It is, because of the texture, it holds a lot of air in, so it's really squishy, and it really does keep you warm. It is so lovely. I had it on me last night and I had to take it off because I got too warm. But yes, so here is the blanket in all the different colours, and you've got more colours on the inside just there. Oh, I love this. It was so much fun to make. I do also have this small version of the blanket back. It was to be gifted, but unfortunately due to different circumstances we just didn't manage to get it to the person who was going to have it, and since then we found out that they've got so many blankets they don't need any more for their little one. So I have got this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's just sitting on my blanket ladder at the moment. Well, not right now, but it will be back on my blanket ladder later. And sorry, I'm losing my shawl. It's probably because it's not wrapped all the way around, that's why. So yes, oh, I love these blankets. They're so soft and squidgy and just really lovely. But yes, that's the Cosy Comfort blanket. It will be available on my website and on Ravelry. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it really. But make sure you subscribe, because there is a very generous discount that will be coming around tomorrow morning via email. If not, do follow me on Instagram and you will see a little bit of a discount there as well. And yeah, that's basically it. So the pattern release is tomorrow, which is Thursday the 4th of November, and it will be live from about 9 AM. Yeah, that's it really. But yeah, it's really lovely. I am actually going to use my Blue Fern Advent that I've kept for myself to make another blanket, because it is so lovely and squishy and just really nice. So watch this space. I am going to start it before December with my own Advent that I've done this year, and yeah, we'll see how that turns out. And I want to say a massive thank you for everyone who has purchased my Advent this year. That is the first year that I'm doing it, and it was so lovely to dye up. I really did enjoy it. There were some stressful points, but it was so lovely and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I've already got ideas for next year's Advent as well. So exciting. Anyway, enough about that. I didn't mention that this is my painting honeycomb shawl. The pattern is by Stephen West and it's the big honeycombs. And I have made it in my yak collection that I have. So it starts with a red, you've got pinks, purple. So I'll give you the proper names. You've got Wine O'Clock, which is the red. You've got Magenta, Royal, Ink, Caribbean Seas, Emerald. You can see Happiness is just there. And if I can find it, there is a Maple in here as well. Ah, there we go. Maple. And there are 3 sets available ready to ship on the kit if you are interested on my website. Yeah, they're available. They're ready to ship if you are interested. Anyway, I feel like I have just rambled for the last... I feel like this is going to be a very rambly episode. I'm not sure. I'm getting a little bit warmer now that the sun's coming in as well. So I may have to take my shawl off in a minute, but Let's not, because it's really soft and lovely. Okay, so on to some whips, which is lovely. So I have to make a confession. These whips are not mine, but they are for me. So, do we do this one first? Yeah, we'll do this one first. So my lovely mother is making up a couple of jumpers for me, which is payment for the advent that I've given her. And I feel like I got the better deal out of that because I dye yarn and then I get 2 jumpers. Might have to do this as a yearly thing, Mum, so thanks. So this is her project bag. Oh, it is gorgeous. I do love this one. So this is the project bag that she's using, and it is, it's Bird Street UK. Just trying to think. Oh, so this is one of their old bags that they've done. So they were Bird Street, but they are Bird Street Yarns now. This just links to their Etsy shop that they used to have, but they've got their own website. I'll link it all down below. But yeah, how gorgeous is this bag? Mum, if you ever decide to get rid of this one, I will definitely have this. It's lovely. And it is a jumper. It's quite a big size in comparison to my head, because that's what I do. So my mum is using my hand-dyed yarn, and she's using my bamboo base, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and you've got this cookies and cream colourway, and then there is peony as well. So those two together, oh, really, really sweet. I really like them. And what she's making is the Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. And I'm going to try not to lose any stitches because I'm pretty sure she will kill me if I do. And this is what she's done so far. So she's done quite a bit. She's done the main part of the yoke. Main part of the yoke, which is just stunning. Just look at that detail. That will open up a tiny bit more as well when it's blocked. Split for the sleeves. I love this detail here. Really, really love that bit. I might ask her to put that on the sleeves just before you get to the cuff. Just a couple of rows and then that. Anyway, and then yeah, she's just working down the body at the moment, which is just lovely. And then she'll do the sleeves and it will be done. This is done in 4-ply yarn, so it is quite squishy, and it's, oh, everything's just squishy at the moment. I love it. I love yarn. Sure, I'm not the only one. Anyway, so yes, that's one of the jumpers that I am getting. It is lovely and soft. If you have not used the merino bamboo, or boo yarn as I call it on my website yet, I think you should. I recommend it. It is so soft, and the bamboo acts as if it's a nylon, so you've still got the strength in the yarn, so when you make a garment or a shawl or anything like that, it still is strong enough and is I mean, you could, I don't really know what I'm saying anymore, but yes, it works the same way as nylon for the bamboo, but it is a lot more eco user friendly, which makes it's a vegan yarn. I am going to double check and I will pop it on the screen, but I am like 99% sure that it is vegan, not just vegetarian. I'm going to double check that. Yeah, I'm going to double check that. Yeah, so there's that number 1, and then number 2 jumper is, oh, so lovely. So this is the project bag, and it is one made by my mum, who is Miss Maddie Lou on Instagram if you are interested. it's one of the first ones that she's done, so it's not quite as sturdy as all the ones that are in the shop. If you are interested, the ones in the shop are a little bit more sturdy, but it's still a lovely little bag. I really like it. And the yarn that she is using for this one, so you've got Wine O'Clock on my platinum base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And then you've got this Suri silk alpaca in the concrete colourway, and that is 74% Suri alpaca, 26% silk. I think that's the right way around. All these numbers and weights and measures that I have to remember. It's just, I don't know how I managed to do it, but I do. So they are the colours, which is lovely. And this one is the Pink Velvet by Andrea Mowry. And she's done quite a bit more on this one. So she has done the whole length of the body. And she's done, obviously, the yoke. And this is, it's not held double, it's held single. But it's so squishy and just absolutely lovely. I cannot wait until I get to wear this one. But yeah, it is so nice. I'll just lift it up a little bit more. But yeah, it is so lovely. And what I'm going to do, I think, when they're both finished, I will get my mum on again and I will ask her to talk about the patterns, because obviously she's the one who's been making them, so I can't really tell you too much. Other than that, they are lovely, and just look how cool that detail is. It is so nice. Oh, I can't wait until I get those. So yeah, they are two of the whips that I've got, that I say I've got but isn't actually mine. I do have one whip that is mine. I have got obviously the Whitfield Cardigan for my nan. That's still ongoing. I didn't bring it to show you guys, mainly because all I've done, I've finished the body and I've started on one of the sleeves, but I've had to put it down because I am working on a bit of a commission, which is really lovely. And so she's some sort of cousin of mine, but I'm not quite sure how, whether she's cousin once removed, twice removed, whatever, something like that. And every now and again she contacts me and asks me for one of my shawls, and quite often she'll buy one that I've already made and it's just been sat in a box because she likes that one and that's the one that she wants, which is really lovely. And it's so lovely that she contacts me and says, oh, any chance I can get a shawl? And she's done the same this year, and it's for a friend of hers, so I won't say names or anything like that. Not that I think that they would be watching, because they don't knit and crochet themselves. It's just something that I do, and it's something she likes to gift. So yeah, so she's asked if I could sort of make one for her, and she suggested a crochet pattern that I designed, which is I didn't want to do any more crochet because I just finished that blanket. I'd literally not long ago put it down before she'd asked me, and I was like, kind of don't want to do crochet again. So I asked her if she would mind if I could knit one, and she said yeah, that's fine. She did say that she wanted this Nectarine colourway, which is on my shop at the moment, and that's what it looks like in the cake. It is just stunning. Oh, I love that colour. So nice. I can't wait till I see it a little bit more. I have used it, but it's like 4 tiny lines that you can't really see yet, so hopefully that will show up a little bit more. And I am pairing it with this orange, which is a one-of-a-kind skein that I was trying out, and it is I wanted it to be a really subtle fade, so you can see that it is quite a subtle fade. This is slightly more yellow with darker patches, and this is probably more, it's not as dark as these patches, although it's not quite showing up that different. But yeah, so I'm holding those two together, and I was going to send her loads of patterns that I wanted to make, that I thought would work, and I can't even really remember how, but we got onto the subject of me possibly designing a shawl, which is what I'm doing. I have popped a sneak peek on Instagram this morning, which is really, really lovely. I've had a lot of lovely comments about it, saying that they can't wait for it to become a proper pattern. And so, rather than leaving you in suspense, so I've only been working on this for the last 3 evenings, and this is where I've got to. So you've got this gorgeous section that's going to be the top of the shawl, that is garter, so it's super squishy and soft right next to your neck. And then you've also got, get the needles out of the way, and then you've got this awesome faux cable line all the way through it, and this one is this more neutral orange as it's knitting up, and it is just stunning. I really love that. And you can see just about that it does look ever so slightly different on those 4 lines compared to the rest of the shawl. It's slightly more yellow. I'm not sure if you can see that. I can see it. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the sort of start of the shawl. It will end up being quite a large one. It has got a lovely I-cord edge, which is my first design with an I-cord edge, and I'm super excited to be using it. It's got squishy garter, so simple knitting, which is lovely. And then you've got some simple bits of patterns throughout it to keep it interesting. Yeah, so I'm making this shawl up sort of as I go along. It will be a 2 to 3 skein shawl. Haven't quite figured it out. I think it's only going to be 2. But yeah, so it'll be a fairly big-ish one, and especially when it's all blocked out. So you can see already that if it's blocked out, it's going to be quite big. You can't see, but it's almost it's sort of that long. It's quite a long one as well. But yeah, hopefully you can sort of see what I'm trying to get. It does need a name, and that is one of the things I am having trouble with for naming this shawl. It's lovely. It's got some simple, easy knitting. You've almost got, like, with this garter bit, I'm really enjoying it because it's like a bit of a relief on each row rather than purling a whole row. You don't have to do that, and it's all set out with stitch markers, so it's, I know I'm designing it, so I'm probably a little bit biased, but I'm finding it really easy and enjoyable to make. And I cannot wait until it is finished. I'm really, really enjoying it. But if you've got any name suggestion ideas or anything like that, please do pop them in the comments, because I do read every single comment that comes through. And yeah, that would be absolutely great. I haven't even got any idea. Oh, I thought of like blurred lines, but I don't like the undertones of the song. I don't know if you've heard it or anything like that. The undertones of the song is about getting a girl so drunk that she can't even see, and everything's blurry. So no, I don't want to call it that, but I can't think of anything. I think I'm just stuck on that name at the moment. Hopefully something will come up and will give me an idea and I'll name it that. I am going to make up another sample for myself, and I'm going to use slightly more contrasting colours just to see what works best. And we'll go from there. We'll see what happens, hopefully. Can't wait. And yeah, and that is basically all I've been working on the last 3 nights. Say 3 nights. Is it 3 nights? We're on Wednesday, so tonight would be 3rd night. So that's 2 nights work. Wow, that is quite impressive actually. So that is 2 nights work because I had to rip it back quite a few times. And because I was being a little bit cocky, I didn't put in a safety line. So I had to rip back and start again. Because although I can pick up stitches on stockingette, I cannot pick up stitches on garter. Don't know why, it completely baffles me. Yeah, I don't know, it just does. But yes, anyway. So what news have I got? So I've got shop news next. So the next shop update will be the Thursday the 11th of September at 7 p.m. And there will be lots of new colours going in there. Some of them are one-of-a-kind colourways. Some of them are just being restocked. But the main thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and it's really annoying that I can't show you because they are all wet downstairs at the moment. I was hoping they would have dried overnight, but they didn't quite. Is a new yarn club that I am bringing in for 2022. So I really enjoy colour, and I really enjoy, I mean, my wardrobe doesn't look like I do, but with all my knits and things like that, it is starting to look like colour, and it is lovely. And I like watching the seasons change month through month and seeing the different colours. So this club is called the Seasonal Palette, or no, it's called the Palette Club. So it will consist of, every single month I've allocated a picture to every single month, and each month I'm going to take the palette of colours out of that image and convert them into yarn. So for example, these are fairly autumnal type colours, and they may be a bit pale, so they could get away with spring maybe, but they're a bit autumnal. And each month will have a different picture, and each month will have a different set, and it is a set of 5 10-gram or 20-gram mini skeins in 4-ply or DK on my platinum base. I will have on the 11th of November a sample pack that I have created to give you the idea of what I'm trying to do. And if I can, I will insert a picture here and continue talking, but I'll insert a picture so you can see the idea of what I'm trying to achieve. And yeah, so it will be a fade throughout the year as well. So each palette will work together. So you could make, for example, a blanket, like the Cosy Comfort blanket or the knotball blanket pattern, which I do have on my website for free. Or any other blanket pattern. You could make scrappy socks, you could do anything you'd like with that. So yes, the sample palette pack will go live on the 11th of November, and then the pre-order for the January club will go live on the 25th of November. And the idea of it being released so early is so you've got plenty of time to order it, but I've also got plenty of time to get it to you before January, because the idea in my mind is if I order a January yarn, I want to use it in January. If I use a February yarn, I want to use it in February. I don't want it at the end of the month, so then I'm always working a month behind. I like to work in the month if I can. Does that make sense? Hopefully that does. Hopefully I'm not just rambling for the sake of rambling. And I am definitely going to try and insert that picture. If you haven't already seen it, I will sort of share it again if I can. And yeah, I just hope that you guys will find this interesting, that you'll join me on this journey of colour. There will be some that will be speckled, there may be some that are slightly variegated. I'm not looking for very heavily variegated yarns in this club. There will be tonals, there will definitely be tonals because I do love my tonal colours. And yes, so there is going to be a whole explosion of colour for the whole of 2022, and I am so looking forward to it. If you are intrigued and would like to know what images I'm using, please let me know and I will share them with you in advance. I may start sharing some of them at the end of November, just sort of as teasers on my Instagram, so you can see sort of the colour theme that will go throughout the whole year. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. If you've got any questions, pop them down below, or you can email me at bluefernYarns@gmail.com, or on Instagram messages or Ravelry messages. Facebook messages I don't really view that often, just because I don't like the user thing. I just prefer Instagram. I'm more of an Instagram gal. And yeah, so that is what's going on at the moment. Yeah. I think that's everything. I feel like I've just rambled this whole episode, and I know that is going to be the main theme. But yeah, hopefully you get what I mean and it's not too bad. So I think that's everything. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who does subscribe to me. We have reached over 500 subscribers on this channel, which is amazing. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. I really, really enjoy talking to you guys. I love seeing your comments. Some people have emailed me and asked me questions and things like that, and that is so lovely. Love hearing from you. I will be doing a giveaway, but as I'm doing a giveaway on Instagram at the moment, I'm going to hold off until the next time I record. Yeah, and the next time I record will hopefully be in 2 weeks' time, and I'll do some sort of giveaway then. I'm hoping it will be Christmas themed, to help get everyone in the Christmas spirit. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see some more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.